All right, so I'm gonna keep this short and sweet. I'm gonna say it, pose it as a question, and then let the clip play. All right, so Braylon pushes through her swing. Now I'm gonna ask the question, do you see the push in her swing? Now I'm gonna play the clip. So this is the point of discussion. This move right here. This is the push. Now let's kind of dive in and talk about it. All right, so I promised to provide some examples. All right, really, really good thing you do is you have your power triangle, which is great, meaning at your point of contact, obviously you got your chest and then your two arms connect right here where the ball is. That's great. Now, the issue that I see is that now you're getting extension, which is good, but you're getting it with the triangle. You don't want to have extension with your triangle. You want to have it through your triangle. So what I mean is when you get here, right, you're essentially taking that triangle, and what I'm looking at is for this triangle, let me use a different color. You're going basically like this, and you're getting extension through this back shoulder, and it's going this way. So now that looks like this. I'm sorry, here we go. You don't want extension with your back shoulder. You want that extension, in my opinion, with the arms. So for your case, I would like to tell you, it's gonna sound crazy, but you wanna think about rolling over through extension versus trying to keep this positioning with your arms. And I'm gonna show you some examples with some other hitters. All right, so here's your cut. Here's my cut. And if you slow it down, same rules apply. At contact, it's unique. My triangle is here and it's a lower pitch. So my triangle is shaped like this. Now, what happens is after this position though, I collapse my triangle. So my triangle goes from this shape to this shape. Is gonna make sense. And say this bottom line right here, that's gonna be my top hand, which is my right hand. Then I'm gonna draw this green line. So now what happens is that top hand now is gonna be on top of the triangle, and then the bottom hand basically reverses. And the reason why, and I'm gonna show you that through the video. So I'm here, this is the first triangle. Bear with me, this is the first triangle. And remember the bottom hand, my top hand is this green line. That's where it looks like right now, right? That's step one. That's at contact. Post contact. Now we get to number two, which is gonna look like this, and then I add my white. All right, does that make sense? So now you're looking at right now, that's what you're looking at. That's through that position. Now, watch the third. So I get here. This is exactly that position. This is the position number two with my bottom hand, with my top hand. Now, this is position three, right there. It's going to happen right, I'll say about right here is position three. This is where you're starting to see position three, where the green is on top, and I have the two white line. So now my top hand is starting to roll over and get on top. Now, the reason why this is important is because it's a rollover, but it's a rollover through extension. I didn't roll over at contact. So basically a rollover is good. Rollover happens naturally. A rollover at this point will equal a ground ball, but I'm getting extension, A rollover at this point will equal a ground ball. If I roll over right here, if I take my right hand and put it over the top, it's gonna be a ground ball. But I'm firing my top hand through the ball, boom. And once I get here, it is time to start the rollover process. What you're doing is a little bit backwards. It's just an extended version of it. You're just exaggerating that position. You're getting here, which is good, but you're still exaggerating. You're still going. You're still going. You're still going. Now you start to roll. You don't roll until right here, and that ball's been hit. So basically, it's just a delayed. If we can have this rollover position, we can have that happen for as weird as it sounds. If we can have it happen like in this area of the swing, it's a concept. If we can understand that concept earlier, whereas a control rollover or that a more aggressive and control rollover, I know it doesn't make sense, but just trust me on that. If we have the mindset of, hey, I'm getting through this swing through rolling over the right way versus keeping these positions the whole time and then rolling over, I think you can kind of kill that flatness in the swing. And I'm going to show you another example as to why this isn't the best way to swing, or that's why it looks slow when you're trying to swing. Now, as I'm looking at the video, I know it's a pitch machine. It could be timing. Could have been late, but now you can start to understand the angles. You can see how you're doing a late top hand move. All right, watch this. This is where you made contact. Now watch this top hand. All right, this is a pop-up. This top hand is still not rolled over at all. It's still on top of the ball. So you got like that palm up, palm down. You're exaggerating it too much, that's all. So it's still palm up, palm down, still palm up. Now you start to turn it over. But that ball is it's already popped up to the center fielder at this point. This is where you start to roll over. Look at where your hands are. There's nothing, I have no issue with the finishing high. That's not a problem. But you see, this is that full rollover swing. That needs to happen around your body, not up. Meaning it needs to happen going this way in a merry-go-round versus this way in a Ferris wheel. I'll show you again. It needs to happen this way, not that way. And again, I'm going to show you another example. And it's just probably a habit you got, because notice this is all from one clip. I haven't even used other videos yet. This is all in one clip. This is the very next swing. All right. I think it could also be timing related. Like, you are late getting here. You got a lower body move deficiency too. Like, at this point, we should have swung already or been decided to swing, and we're still on our front side. But needless to say, all right, this is a ball where your swing is going to do this. Your swing is working up, or your barrel is working up like this, right? Just bear with me. Your barrel's working up, and you're late. And so this is what happens. You clip the ball. Let me use another arrow or a different color. This is the ball. Ball is traveling, and you're swinging this way. And so now I'm going to draw a green line. The ball is going to be like this. It's a clip. And if you notice, this is exactly what happens. You didn't get extended. Look at these hands. Look at this high finish. You still have not rolled over yet. There we go. That's the rollover point. We're basically just swinging. You're not swinging up. On this one you did, but you're not getting that top hand through the right way with that rollover feel. And so you clip the ball, and that's where that ball gets hit. And then just now, if you I know it's hard to understand, but like now when I play this swing, watch the difference. That's all it is. It's a clip. And I believe it's the same thing on this one. It's a better clip. But look, you hit the ball, you make contact, right? Boom. You're still up here. You're still up here. You're still up here. Still. You don't roll over till, again, right there in the same spot. So you're just exaggerating that move a little too long, or it's just exaggerated. That's all. You're palm up, palm down the entire swing. You want to be there at contact, but you want to extend through that. That's all it is. So this clip right here, this is the last part. This is the icing on the cake. So if you didn't understand what I was talking about then or before, hopefully you will now. All right, so long story short, again, what we're talking about is you keep that palm up, palm down with your top hand at contact. It's up way too long. You're exaggerating it. So, for instance, all right, you come to this swing, right? Excuse me, right here. Boom, contact. Yeah, as you can see, we're still in that triangle position, which is great. But here we go. This is where you're getting ready to do. You're about to take this top hand, right? Watch how long you stay in this position. Boom, 2 frames, 3 frames. Look at the hand position. 4 frames, 5, 6, 7, 8. This bat stayed in this contact position for almost 8 frames. So you hit the ball and you're staying through the ball too long. I don't think you're a hitter that needs to have the mentality or cue of staying through the ball. That's a good thing to have, but like everyone is different. You're staying through it too long. Like you're in the same contact position with your palm up, palm down the entire swing until right here. If we can get, and I'm telling you, I can almost guarantee you, if you can take this and have it happen, it wouldn't be in this area because that's like at contact. If you can have it happen in this area, that concept of a rollover, or I'm already got my extension through, now let me finish it, I guarantee you'll see a drastic increase in just exit velo easily, and just perceived power and perceived actual power and perceived power, because now you're not just holding that extension. You're not holding that contact position for so long. All right, now this is the part that's going to suck, or it's not suck. This is going to be the funny part. You want to know how I know you're doing this? It's because watch this cut. Watch this take. Play it again. That's your habit exposed in the flesh. All right, we got to turn. We got to turn. Now watch this. You have zero space. See, this right here is going to cook you every time. That move. Now, you have no space. It was probably a terrible, obviously it was high. You were probably just eager to swing. You were out your swing, but this exposes the swing right here. This right here is that move you're doing. You want to do that same move that you normally do. You're trying to hit this ball outside. You jumped at it. But this is what you would normally do on an outside pitch. You would take that position and just push through it. Look at your body. Look at that back shoulder pushing this. And that's why you get right here. This is how you swing the bat. But now your body can't go that far because it was outside. If you would have let it travel, you did the same thing. You would have pushed through this. But this is the move you're doing. I'm going to play it full speed again. Yeah. Now, obviously, you jumped the gun on it, but that's why, and it's not saying you got a terrible swing. This is the issue. That's all. If you let that ball travel, you would stay palm up, palm down that entire time. And you couldn't do it because you ran out of space. All right. So now, giving everything I said about how you exaggerate the top hand, I'm going to play this clip and let me know if you see it now. All right. Trust me, I'm not trying to pick on you. Just want you to understand where you want to be. This is where you at, and this is the difference between where you are and where you want to go. You got that triangle position, good. You keep the same, so you're here. Whoops. This is you probably can't see it. This is your step one. Now what happens is you keep it, and all you do is just turn your triangle this way now. So you kept it, all you did was point it upward. And then you started pushing that bottom hand. Remember, this is that bottom hand. All you did for the third one was push it forward. And now you look like this. And you still haven't rolled over. Let's see if you roll over at the end. Now you roll over. So again, let's work through that. Triangle, good. All you did was turn the triangle. You kept it by kept turning, and then you pushed up. That's where you get that weird. You want this move to happen in this area. Now, let's see what we can do to adjust. All right, so I'm going to play this clip. Riz has her own deficiencies, but I'm going to play this clip and let you see it. So if we dive into it, she has her own issues. But what happens is, look at this position at contact. This is her position at contact. Now, I can't remember what she was working on this specific drill. I think it was Roz's. But look at her arms at contact. Again, everyone has their pros and cons. Her arms are fully extended. Now, she has her own deficiencies, which I'm not going to get into, where she has to almost do this or she gets beat. But in this case, look at her arms at contact. Now, watch what happens. She's turning. She's here, and that right hand, you don't see it, but that right hand is turning over. That's why when she gets up here, she's already rolled over. Because this move all back here is that concept of rolling over to and through contact. Boom. Roll over. Roll over. Now, if she rolls over in this area before the ball, automatic ground ball. Palm up, palm down, and now she's rolling over. Right there. You wait till you get up here to do it, and it's too late. Now, again, she has her own deficiencies, the reason why she has to throw her bat out there, but the spacing is what's important. All right, now that we have it side by side, this is the part I was talking about, the Ferris wheel. I know I'm throwing a lot at you, but I really love doing this. So again, we're going to talk about this working east to west versus north and south. Riz is a north to south hitter. We're trying to get her to just feel east to west. You actually are working north to south, but it's because your body isn't used to anything else. So we got to get you going east to west. Basically, her barrel is going to go through here and get released. Your barrel almost is going to go here and keep going up. And so if we put those two together, if you look at Riz's barrel, it gets thrown, for lack of better words, it gets thrown at that spot, right? Where you get yours, we get boom, and you just keep going up. We need to have the idea of getting here, and this is where I was talking about that rollover. This top hand needs to take over and for lack of better words, throw the barrel this way, just as Riz did right there. Throw. Like, it doesn't happen right here. It happens back here. And so when you can do that, you get those moves. When you go, you don't throw it yet because you don't have that feeling. You would actually throw it right here. So technically, if you did this right, you would be right here at contact and that ball's gone. But you keep everything tight. And so you get here and you just keep going up.